Are you a woman that suffers from sleep terrors? Sleep terrors, also known as night terrors, are a type of parasomnia, which involves abnormal behaviors or movements during sleep. The estimated lifetime occurrence are about 10% for sleep terrors. It's part of the same category of sleepwalking, sleep talking, or sleep eating. And typically, the sleep terrors occur during non-REM or stage 3 or deep sleep, and usually the first half of the night. However, unlike nightmares, sleep terrors don't involve vivid dreams and are accompanied by things like screaming or thrashing about and a hard time waking up someone who has a night terror. After an episode, the person who has this may not have any recollection or memory of the event. Typically, they are not harmful or benign, and they don't require any formal treatment. Sometimes they can last a little bit longer than you like and really impact your sleep quality. What are some of the causes of sleep terrors in adult women? Well, sleep terrors are typically more common in children, but they can persist beyond childhood even until adulthood. So for women, some of the contributing factors include stress, right? The big S. Also, anxiety. High levels of stress or trauma, untreated anxiety condition can really trigger sleep terrors. Hormonal changes may also play a role. We know things like perimenopause and menopause can also impact your mood, and that can impact your sleep quality. Not getting enough sleep is also a big concern, so poor sleep hygiene. Chronic sleep deprivation can also increase the likelihood that you're going to have sleep terrors. Also, medications may play a role, things like antidepressants or antipsychotics or even stimulant medications, and maybe even sleeping pills, because these can disrupt your sleep cycles. Another factor may be underlying medical conditions that disrupt your sleep. Untreated obstructive sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, GERD, and even pain at night can contribute to having a parasomnia. Also, the family history or genetics may play a role. A family history of sleep terrors or sleepwalking can also increase your likelihood of having this. And also, substances such as alcohol or even drug use can impact your normal sleep quality, your normal sleep architecture, and increase your risk of having a parasomnia. So if you are someone that does have parasomnias or specifically sleep terrors at night, what are things that you can do? Number one is maintain a consistent sleep schedule. So yes, going to bed at the same time and waking up the same time daily is really helpful. And also really make sure that you are getting enough sleep and you aren't sleep deprived. Another thing that you can consider doing is create a calming routine, right? What happens with sleep terrors, we're waking up out of a deep sleep unconsciously. And so if you're able to stay in a deeper sleep through meditation, mindfulness, breathing exercises, that can help. Interestingly enough, studies have shown that hypnotherapy can improve night terrors. Specifically, if your hypnotherapist is giving you suggestions to sleep calmly through the night, and also maybe even pairing this with some imagery that you're watching a movie of yourself sleeping calmly and not having any night terrors. It's pretty cool what the brain can do. Limiting stimulants can be really helpful, so avoiding things like caffeine, heavy meals, or alcohol close to bedtime. And practice stress management, right? If you're waking up because you're not sleeping well, that anxiety can wake you up from the deep sleep. Remember, sleep terrors are unconscious. Things like yoga or journaling can help manage the anxiety. If you've tried some of these things and they haven't really made any headway, seek out counseling, find a good therapist, specifically someone who can do cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia and also help manage your anxiety. And also, as a medical sleep doctor, I'm always going to recommend ruling out any underlying sleep condition, especially obstructive sleep apnea. We know this is huge for women in perimenopause and menopause, and a lot of this goes undiagnosed. Another thing that you can do is really start to track the episodes. Keep a journal of when they're happening. If it's in the first third of the night, was there a specific trigger? Was it, a stressful thing at work or a family issue? And that can really give you some insight and help you identify and manage the triggers to your sleep terrors. When to seek help. So if your sleep terrors are really occurring more than a couple times a month and it's disrupting your daytime symptoms, maybe you're not having enough energy or your bed partner is really concerned, talk to a sleep specialist about this or even a neurologist. and they can help identify any underlying conditions. It may be something a little bit concerning, such as a seizure disorder, or it may be something as simple as, changing some medications around. But talk to an expert in this field to get that advice that you need to improve your sleep quality. Sleep terrors can feel really scary, and just know that you aren't alone. With the right strategies and support, you can really take control to enjoy restful and restorative sleep. All right, ladies, I hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, sleep well, and check out our other videos for more sleep health advice for women in menopause. Thanks.